Let's talk about yet another migrant tent city that has been set up in our capital, a major shopping hub. Tottenham Court Road, you may have heard of it, it's just north of Oxford Street, on the way to Euston Station. Absolutely now covered. If you're watching on the TV, on the YouTube, you'll be able to see huge number of tents that have set up, now basically filled with foreign migrants, homeless migrants, often getting the tents, by the way, from charities, often those charities supported by us, the taxpayer, and basically setting up a small shanty town in the capital of our city in the West End. Well, let's talk about this with Guy Dampier. He's a senior researcher on Nationhood at the Prosperity Institute. Morning to you, Guy.
Good morning.
Thank you very much indeed for joining us. Well, I mean, I'm pleased to see some of these people are there and not outside my local supermarket where they set up tents and everyone was feeling very sorry for them. But I used to do an early shift on this very station, and quite a few times in the morning I'd pop out at 5 in the morning from a cab and just check, and no, they weren't there at night. They were in their council flats at night. I mean, that was the reality. So I made that very clear to the police and with photographic evidence and got them removed. But a lot of these people, they are people who might feel very sorry. They go, look how awful these people are living like this, but do any of these people even have a right to be in this country?
Well, it seems like a lot of them will. Looking at the demographics that are being explored, a lot of them are Romanian, a lot of them are Bulgarian. Presumably what we're talking about is Roma gypsies. Some of them are from further afield. There are some men apparently there who are from Arab background, and there's also at least one Colombian. Now, the question is what exactly their immigration status is. The Romanians and the Bulgarians probably do have the right to be here under the EU settlement scheme, although many people would reasonably ask, if you're destitute and begging on the streets, why are you here in the first place? And then the Colombian and the Arabs.
But also, by the way, you can get a job if you're legally here. You can. I have this conversation with beggars all the time and say, so where are you from? Romania. Okay, so you can get a job then. Go and get a job.
Yeah, well, they don't want to get a job. This is the job they've got. It's a lot easier for them. I mean, I agree, they should. But if they're not going to get a job, and if they're going to live on the street, which is not good for them and not good for us, we should simply deport them as destitute foreigners, which you used to be able to do, but you no longer can. And then when it comes to the Colombian and the Arabs, I would presume, although we don't know, that they are successful asylum seekers. Yeah. In which case, again, there's questions. If you're an asylum seeker, if you're a refugee and you're successful, you can apply to the council for housing.
And they have a duty to house you. Okay, it may not be nice accommodation, but it'd be better than living in the tents. The reality is there is now a whole living being made by, let's face it, organised crime gangs in sending these people out to beg, often, selling the big issue. And begging on the streets, and there is a lot of these people, you could say, are being exploited, but the people who feel all sort of do-goodery and want to help these people by giving them money, enabling them to be on the streets and continue to be used this way, they're not actually helping them, are they?
No, I mean, it's the same as having a member of the family who's drunk. They might be broke, but you wouldn't give them money because
here's some vodka
and booze.
Yeah,
exactly.
And that's the reality. But also, look, I mean, you get fined in my, my local council if you leave your bin on the street for an extra day. And well, I wish they'd do a bit more of that, frankly. You get fined if you drop a bit of litter. But oh no, feel free to just set up your home on the street or in a public place at any time, and the police do nothing. It's not like these people are hiding. They are there in plain sight for every passing pedestrian, every passing driver to see, and the police don't do anything. And whether people are here legally or not legally, whether they're destitute or not, you don't have a right to just pitch a tent anywhere you damn well feel like it.
Definitely. I mean, they're breaking a lot of rules to do so. The difficulty, like a lot of these things, is there's a sort of anarcho-tyranny to this. If you're someone that goes and works, you've got a job, you've got things you can lose, you've got a family, a mortgage, whatever else, you don't want to get in trouble. These guys, they don't have that. And what's more, as you mentioned, they've got a lot of charities and a lot of other groups backing them up who'll be quite happy to pay for lawyers to make a fuss of it. And you'll get to issues like, for example, a tent can be considered a private residence. Well, under certain human rights laws, the police can't enter because you're private residence unless you give them permission.
Sorry. We're in clown country territory here. We are in clown country territory. Are you serious?
This was a major issue with the ones that were up at Hyde Park, where they were trying to move them on, but the argument was that they couldn't go inside unless they got a specific form from the council that they had to go through. Otherwise, you were going inside someone's private property without their permission.
You can't just sort of So, I mean, can I just build a house somewhere in Hyde Park then? That would be allowed, and they can't enter it? I mean, it's utter madness.
Well, the genius of the tent is that you can move it. So the thing is, it counts as private property where it is. The council can then get the form, but if you then move it 2 meters over to the right or the left, suddenly it's in a new location, and then they need a second form.
I tell you what I love is these people with their little legal advisors and all that, they're actually quite clever. They're actually, if only they use their brains to go, I don't know, get a paid job like everyone else.
It would make life much easier, wouldn't it?
Sorry, that's... I'd like to think I've seen it all. That is... Guy, I mean, you've rendered me almost speechless. That's quite a feat. My husband will love you. I don't, what the hell is going on? Guy, thank you so much. Guy Dampier from the Prosperity Institute.